Here today on the Falcon 5, we will be talking about how phones reflect at school and what we can do to change it. Currently in the U.S., students in school are getting new phone rules in almost every state.
According to schoolsecurity.com, mobile phones aren't just distractions at school. They can be used as tools for safety, connection, and learning when used responsibly. Creating an environment where schools, parents, and students constructively use phones is possible.
This article believes that if phones are used properly, they can be beneficial to students.
We personally believe that phones can be used in a beneficial way, but we don't disagree that they can also be distractions.
Phones can be a privilege to have, but you should usually only have it out when your work is completed.
What can we as students do to be more trustful with phones? Keep watching to figure out.
According to the New York Times, small but ambiguous digital devices distract students, impair learning, and contribute to phone-related bullying and student fights.
What the author is trying to say is that because phones are so small, they can be hidden easily and used for uneducational purposes.
What can we as students do to be more trustful with phones? Keep watching to figure out.
According to Education Week, students need to know that they have the capacity to succeed in pursuing these goals, but also need to know that we are struggling to maintain focus in a distraction-driven world, and it never hurts to support to lean on along the way.
The author is saying that there are beneficial things to phones, but also distractions and non-educational things on phones as well.
Why is the banning of phones happening now instead of earlier?
According to Education Week, in 2009, 91% of public schools prohibited cell phone use, which fell to 66% in 2015, before rising again to 76% in 2021. Cell phone bans are now being considered at the state level in light of growing student academic and mental health concerns that are associated with excessive use of smartphones.
The author is stating that the phone usage at school is at an all-time high and that schools are forced to take action. At least 15 states have passed laws or enacted policies that ban or restrict students' use of cell phones in schools. Statewide or recommended local districts enacted their own bans or restrictive policies, according to an Education Week analysis.
According to WBUR.org, for years across many developed nations, including the U.S., students' test scores have steadily fallen. The sharp decline around 2012, right when smartphones and social media started to dominate teenagers' lives.
What this author is saying is that ever since students started bringing phones to school, test results and natural IQ has lowered.
I'm Eli Zirkle, and I'm here with Mr. Collins. Mr. Collins, do you agree with the phone rules in school?
Yeah, I agree because I feel like it's a distraction, and honestly, it's a time and a place for the phones. I understand that's prevalent in this time. When I was growing up, we didn't really, we had cell phones, but we didn't have games and distractions. I think 7th grade is a big jump for a lot of students coming from the intermediate, and I just feel like they don't have that mental capacity to understand, it's a time and a place when I can be on my phone. I think opposed to you guys, 8th grade, a little bit more mature and been through the rigor, but at the same time, I think, if we just let everybody be on their phones all the time, I think it would get out of control.
All right, what do you think students can do to be more trusted with phones in school?
I think, let's say if you're done with your homework, you did everything you need to, teachers get to know you guys, I think that can be fine, but I think sometimes, you guys got social media, if you're recording people or bullying, you don't think outside the box, the stuff that we have to deal with, that could be avoided if we don't allow that to happen in the classroom. Not saying it happens all the time, but, just little things like that, and just understanding, if you're working in the job, you can't be on your phone all the time, right?
Yeah.
Essentially, school is your job, so I think having that balance is key, just so you can kind of understand that.
All right, cool. And do you think that students can benefit from having phones in school?
Yeah, I think it's beneficial because, you guys are in school, from 9 to 4, and sometimes you need some me time, just decompress. Some kids like to listen to music, have their headphones in. You guys get opportunity to use it during lunch, passing periods, but I know that sometimes some kids listen to music or, be on their phone while they're working. They can multitask. So I do see some benefits in that regard, where some kids, they kind of thrive off that because sometimes when you get home from being in school, you just kind of want to hit the reset button. And I get it. As an adult, we need that as well.
All right, cool. Thank you.
I appreciate it, brother.
Appreciate it.
Always.
Hi, I'm Bodie Williams from the 8th grade, and I'm here with Owen Maurer from the 8th grade. Owen, do you agree with the current phone policies in school? If so, why or why not?
No, I do not agree with the phone policies in school because sometimes when I'm trying to do my work, I get yelled at, even though sometimes my iPad is dead and it doesn't work.
Have you ever gotten serious in trouble with your phone or?
No, the most I've been told to is just put it back in the phone caddy, which I don't really agree with that because sometimes my iPad doesn't work.
Do you get distracted from your phone? Do you think you work better without it or with it?
Personally, I think I would work better without it because then I'm tempted to get on it.
When you walk into class, does your teacher just make you put it up right away or?
A few teachers make me, but most teachers don't. They trust us with our phones.
Seems good. Yeah, thank you.
I'm Eli Zirkle from the 8th grade. I'm here with Chase McDonald from the 8th grade. Chase, do you think that phones can be used in a beneficial way during school?
I think so, yeah.
And why do you think that?
I mean, if you don't have your iPad or if your iPad's dead, you can access the student app. You can pull up Canvas through Safari. You could use Clever through iXL on there. And if you don't know your second semester classes, you can pull a photo of it on your phone instead of having to pull your iPad every time.
Thank you. I agree with that. I'm Eli Zirkle from the 8th grade, and I'm here with Nolan Cope from the 8th grade. Nolan, do you think it's distracting to have your phone by your side in class?
Yeah, I'd say it is because I get a lot of notifications on mine usually. So if I'm studying or something, it can be a bad habit to pick it up. And sometimes if I'm in a project, teacher's talking, probably be really distracting if it just keep buzzing and stuff.
And do you think that there are any ways you can make it less distracting in class?
Yeah, put it in the caddy or just don't pick it up when it buzzes.
All right, thank you.